So, God help you if you're like me and you make a series of very questionable financial decisions when it comes to firearms. Because then you might not always be in a position to go spend $150 on a box of 5.7 and send it downrange, or even some 9mm. I mean, it adds up. So, if you want to finger blast a whole bunch of rounds at plates or targets, feel like a budget John Wick, and not break the bank, boom, 22s. This, specifically, is my favorite 22 pistol. It's a Taurus TX-22. This is the first generation, and it is my favorite Taurus. That's the only Taurus I own, but it's my favorite. I have this one fitted with the Texas Silencer Company Scoundrel, which is a great 22 suppressor. I don't know if anybody cares about suppressors or opinions upon suppressors, but if you do, that's a good one. Cheap, about $200. But when it comes to 22s, you end up with the high-end 22s, the buck marks and such, and then you end up with a bunch of crappy 22s. Things like the Walter, I can't remember what it's called, but it sucks. The FN502, I think Glock makes one. If they do, it's probably great, but I don't know what it is. Smith makes some. They all have some questionable abilities to feed, especially if you're going to run subsonics. So, coming across Taurus, who makes a 22 with a threaded barrel, I'll get to that in a second, for $250 that does not choke on anything, including subsonic rifle rounds, for $200, $250 maybe, either way, $250, fantastic. I've put probably 2,500 rounds through this. You buy a brick, you send it all downrange. It's all, you don't keep track of it. But in all of that, I've probably had 10 failures to feed. They were all with subsonics, and pretty much all with subsonic rifle loads. So the rifle load is going to be a lot lighter than a subsonic pistol load, because you need a lot less pressure to keep it under 1200 FPS. So a subsonic rifle load is designed to be subsonic out of a 16-inch barrel. A subsonic pistol load is designed to be subsonic out of a 4-inch barrel, but just barely. So a subsonic pistol load is a lot closer to actual 22 long rifle. But it cycles them all just fine. Now, like I said, this is the first gen. There is a second generation that has some speed holes, and it also, I think, is cut for an optic. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to find one, make another questionable financial decision, and let you know. But I question putting an optic on a straight blowback 22, because that adds weight to the slide, which reduces the velocity of the slide, which means it might not cycle everything. If that's the case, that sucks. So my biggest gripe with this 22 is the thread adapter. So you notice that's got kind of a nut on it there at the base of the slide. That is the thread adapter. So the barrel itself is threaded, but it's not threaded in 1/2 by 28. It's threaded in some kind of metric nonsense that doesn't work. So oftentimes, after putting a few rounds down, if I try to take the suppressor off, I end up pulling that adapter off. I've got to go get a wrench and counter turn them to keep it on. Kind of annoying. If you take that off and try to throw a couple rounds down without putting the thread protector on, Well, you're ½ inch short of the end of the muzzle of the slide, so you're liable to take a chunk out of your slide. I haven't done it, but I'm sure somebody has. That being said, other than that, I wouldn't trade it for anything. $200 gun, so let's just see what it does. A lot of take up, but once you get there, you can start drawing that striker back, and it's quick and fast, and it breaks clean. You can send a lot of ammunition down range with this thing without any malfunctions. The sights don't suck. 3-dot sights. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but if you can, they're pretty good. That reset, instant. I mean, this thing has a better trigger than my Glock 47. No complaints. And then Taurus. Yeah, I know. The ergonomics on this thing are fantastic. It is one of the most comfortable pistols I own. Ambi safety, which on the back here, easy to get to. Left hand side release is easy. Left hand magazine release is easy to get to, but they're all protected. They're not a problem. They're not in the way that you're bumping them constantly. I don't know what it is with Taurus being able to make such a comfortable 22, but it makes me want to go get like a G3C or something. I won't because I have standards, but it's tempting. So if you're looking to save some money, have some fun at the range, buy a TX-22. Or don't. You know, I'm just a guy on the internet. I don't know why you're watching it, but don't actually go do it unless you want one. But if you do, get one. It's great.